Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we dive deep into company filings to uncover the real story. And today we're looking at Modine Manufacturing Company, a company that has been around for a while. And boy, do they have some numbers to talk about. Make sure you are subscribed if you love getting these insights and join our Discord community linked in the description below. This report is all about Modine's second quarter performance, ending in September 2025. They've put out a press release and some presentation materials that give us a look at how they're doing financially. So the report is dated the 28th of October 2025, and it is all about their financial results for the second quarter, which wrapped up on the 30th of September 2025. This is where companies officially tell the world how they performed, and it is often paired with a conference call where the bosses of the company talk about the numbers in more detail. Modine is a pretty established company. They've been around for a long time. They are incorporated in Wisconsin and have been listed on the New York Stock Exchange for ages under the ticker symbol MOD. Their common stock is what most people trade, and it's listed on the New York Stock Exchange. This is the bread and butter for investors watching the company. Now, let's get to the good stuff, the results of operations and financial condition. Companies use this part of the report to lay out their performance. Modine is telling us they released a press release on the 28th of October 2025 to announce their second quarter results. They're also holding a conference call on the 29th of October 2025. This is where the company's top leaders like the President and Chief Executive Officer Neil D. Brinker and the Chief Financial Officer Michael B. Lucchesi will break down the numbers for investors. This is usually where you get the most color on what the financial results actually mean. The really important documents, the press release, and the presentation for the earnings call are attached to this filing. Think of the press release as the headline news and the presentation as the slide deck that walks through the key points. They're important because they contain the actual financial data we're here to decode. Now, it is crucial to note that this information is furnished. Not filed, meaning it's for our information, but it doesn't carry the same legal weight as if it were formally filed under certain sections of the law. This is a common move to get information out quickly. This press release is the primary source for the actual financial figures. While the filing itself doesn't contain the detailed tables, it points us to where they are. Without the actual press release and presentation, we're working with the framework, not the meat. However, based on the structure of this filing, we know the core of this report is about the financial performance. Usually, these kinds of reports on earnings will highlight revenue growth or decline and profit margins. For instance, if revenue is up, that's generally a good sign, showing more sales. If it's down, we need to understand why. Are they selling less product or are their prices lower? Similarly, profit margins tell us how much money they keep after covering their costs. A shrinking margin means they're spending more to make their products, which can hurt overall profitability. This presentation is where the company usually dives deeper into their performance. They'll likely show charts and key financial figures like net income, earnings per S-share, and maybe some segment-specific results if Modine operates in different business areas. They'll also probably discuss their outlook for the future, which is vital for investors trying to predict future performance. For Modine, a company known for thermal management solutions, we'd expect to see how their different product lines are performing. Are their heating and cooling solutions for buildings or vehicles seeing strong demand? Are they gaining market share against competitors like Johnson Controls or Trane Technologies? These are the kinds of questions the presentation should help answer. And here we have the signature indicating who is officially submitting this report. Neil D. Brinker, the President and Chief Executive Officer, is signing off showing his personal authorization for this filing on behalf of Modine Manufacturing Company. This is standard practice to confirm the company leadership is aware of and stands behind the information being released. Now let's put on our investor hats and think about what this filing means. While we don't have the detailed financial tables directly in view here, the report's purpose is clear: to announce financial results. The fact that it is an 8K filing means this is new material information. Typically, for a company like Modine, we'd be looking for answers to questions like, is their revenue growing? Are their profits increasing or decreasing? How much debt do they have? And can they manage it? Are they investing in growth? And if so, where? For example, if the press release mentioned a 10% increase in revenue, that sounds good. But if their costs also rose by 15%, then their profits are actually shrinking. That is a situation where growth isn't translating into a healthier bottom line. Conversely, if they are managing costs well and profits are rising even with modest revenue growth, that can indicate strong operational efficiency and pricing power. Wednesday also look for any mention of new product launches, market expansion or acquisitions, as these can signal future growth potential or risks. The key here is to always look beyond the headlines and understand the underlying economics. We rarely get very detailed financial statements just in the 8K itself. These usually come in the 10Q or 10K filings. However, this 8K is a heads up that new financial information is available. The attached documents, the press release and presentation are where we would find the specific numbers to pore over. Without them, we can only talk about the kind of information we expect to be there and its significance. In conclusion, this report tells us that Modine Manufacturing Company is communicating new financial information about their second fiscal quarter. It's a standard procedure, but it's the backbone of how investors and the market understand a company's health and direction. The real meat will be in those attached exhibits, the press release and the investor presentation. It is always a good idea to go and read those directly to get the full picture. So, what is my take on Modine based on this filing framework? It's a company going through its regular reporting cycle. The big story isn't in the filing itself, but in the documents it references. The real evaluation comes when we see those specific numbers. Are they showing growth, profitability, and a stable financial footing? Or are there warning signs of shrinking margins, rising debt, or stagnating sales? That is for the upcoming press release and presentation to reveal. For now, it signifies a moment of transparency where Modine is sharing its performance. Alright, that is our quick look at this Modine 8K filing. What is your initial impression of this kind of announcement? Do you think these reports are always straightforward, or do companies try to spin the numbers? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.